All right, so like I said, I'm going to really quickly just go over these problems. And again, this was not required. It's just in case anybody wants to take the time to go through these just to kind of get a better understanding. Okay, so graph the following standard form equations. So to graph the standard form equations, you need to get your x-intercept and your y-intercept. Okay, and to do that, so we'll kind of go over it. So to get your x-intercept, all you have to do is mark out your y value, and you write what you have left. So this says x equals 8. Well, that is our x-intercept right there. So you put a point at 8 on the x-axis, which is right here. Okay, then to get your y-intercept, you just mark out your x value. Now this one we have negative 2y equals 8. So this one's not ready to graph yet, but we have a very simple thing to do. We just divide by negative 2. We'll get y equals 8 divided by negative 2 is negative 4. Okay, so that means our y-intercept is negative 4. All right, and from there we can pretty much graph, although we do want to know what the slope is. So let's go ahead and find 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, the slope is 4 over 8. Okay, now that needs to simplify. 4 over 8 can be simplified to 1 over 2. Now if I want to finish graphing it, let me just go down 1, 2, 3, 4, then go over 8 this way. And now I can make a pretty accurate line if I have 3 points like that. Alrighty, so now this next one, 7.5x plus 10y equals 30. So let's find the x-intercept first. So I'm going to mark this out, and we have 7.5x equals 30. Okay, then just divide both sides by 7.5. Okay, and that is going to give us x equals 4. So our x-intercept is going to be 4, so I'll put a point at 4. Okay, and now the y-intercept, let's just mark out x, and we have 10y equals 30. Okay, so if we divide both sides by 10, we just get y equals 3. All right, so let's find that slope real quick. All you have to do is go down 3, so negative 3 over 4. So our slope is negative 3 over 4. Okay, so I'm just going to go down 3 over 4 to get the rest of my graph this way. Then if I want to get the rest of my line the other way, just go up 3 over 4. Up 3 over 4 to finish it out that way. All right, and you have your line right there. Now these we don't have to graph. We're just going to convert them into slope-intercept form. So I'm going to do 2 out of 4 of these. Okay, so to get them into slope-intercept form, if you remember, slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b. And you'll notice the y is by itself on the left side. So when it says convert into slope-intercept form, it really means get y by itself. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. Let's do the first one. We'll do a. So let's get y by itself. And to do that, we're going to need to subtract x first. Okay, subtract x off of both sides. And we'll get negative 2y equals negative x plus 8. All right, and then lastly, now real quick, what I would do, negative x really means negative 1x. Okay, and it'll become clear as to why I wrote that in there here in a second. Now lastly, we just need to divide by negative 2. And we'll get y equals, now remember, this is our slope. So if the slope becomes a decimal, we'd rather just leave it as a fraction. So let's go ahead and leave it as 1 over 2x. However, you'll notice I got rid of the negatives because a negative on top and bottom becomes positive. Okay, then minus 4 because 8 over negative 2 is negative 4. And there we go. We have a slope of 1/2, and we have a y-intercept of negative 4. If it said to graph it, then we could definitely graph it from there. And let's do one more. How about, let's do this one. Okay, so grid it into slope-intercept form just again means get y by itself. So we'll do that by subtracting 4x first. And we'll get 3y equals, Now, we want the x term to come first, so negative 4x plus 12. Now, why do we want the x term to come first? Well, think about slope-intercept form. Okay, for slope-intercept form, right here, the mx term is the first thing on the right side. So that's why we put it first on this side over here. So lastly, all we have to do is divide by 3. All right, and we'll get y equals negative 4 over 3x. Now, negative 4 over 3 could become negative 1.3 repeating, but we don't want a decimal as our slope. We want to keep it a fraction when we can. Okay, plus 12 over 3 is going to be 4. All right, there we go. Now, hopefully this kind of helped you understand this. If you are one of the ones watching the video, go ahead and try those right there. All right.